When you look at the Guardians lineup, and you've kind of ranked all of the line, what do you see when you look at that line, strictly from the offensive side, the offensive lineup?
Yeah, I mean, this is what's kind of frustrating about the Jose Ramirez deal is there's a big question about haven't done really anything this offseason. I was going to say, have they done enough to build around him? But they really haven't done anything to build around him this offseason. It's been a very quiet winter for them and a very busy winter in Major League Baseball, and with an expanded postseason field. You asked me, obviously they were not in my top 10 lineups, that's for sure. They're certainly, more towards the bottom 10. It's hard to know how to project a lineup like this because really, you look at Ramirez, Ahmed Rosario, Franmil Reyes, and Miles Straw are probably the only four guys that you can pencil in, like feel comfortable penciling in for 500 plate appearances. The rest is a hodgepodge of young and or unproven talent that, will be in more platoon type situations, mixing and matching, seeing if you can ride a hot hand, seeing who really develops the major league level. And that could go really any number of ways. There's a lot of talent in this system, and that talent could, come to bear here in 2022, but you just don't know. So that's why you'd like more bankable guys that you pencil in as even if it's not, every single day, most days in the lineup, this is your right fielder, this is your left fielder. You'd feel better about this lineup and projecting this lineup if you had that. Right now, they just don't. It's a very experimental kind of situation.
And Terry Francona has done well hodgepodging and playing platoons and doing those things. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But when you look at it, those first four are awfully good. If you could give me a 6 and a 7 guy and push guys down a little bit, I'd feel a whole lot better with a couple of bats in the middle of that lineup. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's absolutely fair. And that's why I do think there's some fair criticism to be levied here because they went in the winter, with money to spend and with a lot of trade capital, really. I mean, they've got kind of a glut of middle infield types in their system that have value, as trade pieces. So, it didn't have to be a major splurge like a Nick Castellanos or, Kyle Schwarber, somebody like that. Hey, Austin Meadows, Luke Voigt, these were trade pieces that were, dealt elsewhere for pretty reasonable returns and would have improved this lineup. I think, it added some stability to this lineup. So that's why, I understand they had their list of guys that they were willing to target this offseason, and it was a short list. And if they didn't get those guys, they were, their mode is more to give young players a chance, which I do understand, in certain spots and with certain guys. It'll be very interesting to see, how long the leash is for like a Bradley Zimmer, Oscar Mercado, guys who have had some exposure at the big league level and haven't really panned out quite yet. How long of a rope will those guys get before they turn to some other guys in their system and give them the at-bats. So it'll be very interesting, particularly in the first half, to see how Francona and the front office, for that matter, dole out those opportunities.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with you. And the interesting thing is their hitters really aren't at the AAA level. They're probably a year away. The guys in their system that you view as really good hitters probably aren't quite where they'd like them to be developmentally, so it's almost a mismatch as far as that goes.